Well, I broke my leg my senior year, and in St. John's University, so I only played a few games. And I was going to be a lottery pick, and that's anywhere from 1 to 7 then. And that's what they told my dad. And he remembered that. You tell my dad something, it's a handshake deal, right? And you tell him something, it's an oral contract. He wasn't signing nothing. If he did, it would be one of them big brick mason pencils, that you see them have in their ear. My dad wasn't about that. Your word was good.
Yeah.
And so he heard my agent at the time, Bob Wolf, said he's gonna be a lottery pick. But that was before I broke my leg.
Right.
So when we went to the draft, I didn't go to the Garden because I knew I wasn't gonna be a lottery pick. I didn't play, right? But they forgot to tell my dad. So my dad and my mom was sitting. My dad is African American. My mom is not. Right? My mom is white. She's they're sitting behind me, and number 3, Bazi picks, and it wasn't my name, right? And I look back at my dad. Don't worry about it, boy. You be next, right? Number 4, pick, wasn't my name, right? And I look back. Don't worry about it, Jayson. You'll be next. Number 5, the Miami Heat pick. My daddy, because that's what he heard. Number 5, right? He was like, 5. That's gonna be it. The Miami Heat pick Marvin Kessler or something like that. I forget the boy's name, but then my dad looked back. He was like, "Ooh, we good. You gonna be next, right?" The time we got to number 17, right? I would look back. My dad's whole body language was turned. He was just like looking at my mom, and my mom was trying to prep him back up in the chair, right? And when we got to number 17, the Knicks had it.
Right.
So this is right, and my dad was like, "Ooh, New York, that's it. That's where you're going. Yeah, that's good, right?" And they said, number 17, the New York Knicks pick Jay. My father stood up, yes, and it's Rod Mustaf. My father, oh Lord. So he sat back down, right, and I look back at my dad, right, and he was like, "Don't worry about it, Jay. You're gonna be next, right?" And then I did a double take and looked back, and he was like, "I told you, Barbara." That's my mother. He said, "Oh, he ain't gonna never be it. He gonna have me laying bricks the rest of my life. He ain't gonna never get picked." And that's a true story. And and when the 21st pick came up, I knew that number 22 was coming next, and it was going to the Nets. And I knew that Willis Reed was going to draft me. So I wasn't even paying attention. I was talking to Coach Carnesecca because we was in his office. And my coach was, and we're talking and said the 21st pick, and everybody's like, the Phoenix Suns picked Jayson Williams. And I'm just talking, Coach, go, get up. And I had that picture right there. Give me that picture over there. And they were like, get up, man. You just got picked by the Phoenix Suns. You just got picked by the Phoenix Suns. You see that?
Yeah.
So I keep this here at the cabin. So I was like, the Phoenix Suns?
Yeah.
I said, I don't know where Phoenix is. I said, ain't nothing out there but some redneck pickup drive, no teeth in their mouth, having blasies. And then what happened was they had it on the camera in Phoenix at the arena.
Oh,
so that's how much basketball meant. So everybody was sitting in there all happy that they got a steal in the draft with me. So I was supposed to be a lottery pick. And next thing I know, they were booing me. And then the governor came on and did a state of emergency. A state of emergency. So we don't want this guy here. He's a racist. And all. I was like, what? This is a true story. I go right now I sneak to Phoenix to play some golf, Rex. And I go to get my golf clubs out the baggage claim, and they still booing me. 20 years later, they be like, boo. I'm like, damn. So I had to work my way out of Phoenix.
Yeah.
And the only way I could do that was, just giving them a hard time, and Jerry Colangelo, Jerry Colangelo, I remember this. You told me this was going to be 30 minutes, all right? You ain't stopped talking since we got on here. So they gave me, I was their first round pick, and Cedric Ceballos and Nigel Knight was their second round pick. And so we got out of this hotel, and you understand, wasn't nothing in Phoenix then. I don't think. right? I know I was next door to a Taco Bell, right? And then being in New York City, I never seen one of them either, right? It's two stories. All right, so let me just tell you. Let me go in chronological order. The first story was to get me to go to Phoenix. Yeah. All my friends had to get me dead drunk, put me on a plane, and get me to Phoenix. Yeah. When I woke up, I thought I was in the Soho Grand on the Lower East Side where I usually stay. So I opened up the window shade, right? And I sleep naked, right? So I like this, and I said, "Oh my God, they don't drop the bomb." I thought they dropped the bomb, and everybody was dead in New York City. So I ran to the phone, because then you get the phone. I'd be like, "Hey," I was like, "Front desk." I was like, "Is my dad alive? What is going on?" They were like, "What?" So obviously they must have called the owner. You know, they called Jerry Colangelo and Cotton Fitzsimmons, right? Ain't that a name? Yeah. Right? Let's go, right? Cotton Fitzsimmons, right? So they came and they knocking on the door, right? And I opened the door, right? I have never met these people. I don't even know why they drafted me. I opened up the door, right? And I'm butt naked, right? And then I go, "What happened to my dad, man? My dad, is he okay? What happened with they dropped the bomb?" They said, "You guys made it? Did anybody else make it?" And I'll never forget, Jerry Colangelo, who owned the team, looked over at Cotton and said, "What the hell did we just draft?" That's a true story. Yeah. And that was our first encounter. So now they calm me down. So the next day I go out to go to practice. They had the little light practices, and they had a Cadillac outside. And left my key in the envelope. So I went outside. I said, "Oh, brand new Cadillac. All right, I'm starting to like these people, right?" So I went to put the key in the door, right, and it wouldn't work. And I said, "What the hell?" And I looked at it and it said forward. I said, "Forward?" I looked over and it was a big Ford LTD. One of them old ones. You remember the one like Barnaby Jones used to drive? A light yellow one with the green top. I said, I know they must be kidding me, right? And the reason they gave me that Ford is because before that, they gave me a Grand Am Pontiac, right? And I wrecked the Pontiac. I just took it up and just kept going, hitting it into the pole, right? And I said, "Now I bet you to get me a Cadillac tomorrow." True story. So Jerry Colangelo, now we having a little, the owner, he wrote on the Ford LTD, he wrote and left a picture up there, and he said, "Hey, maybe the Grand Am was a little too small for you. We got you something a little safer." Okay. Meanwhile, the second rounders have brand new Cadillacs. I'm driving a Ford LTD Barnaby Jones. So last story, Rex. Okay. But then we go back in. I go. Me and Jerry go in. I go in. I turn over his office and everything else. I said, "Man, I want to go home." And they was like, so they called Coach Carter II. Coach Carter II said, "All you have to do is tell his father." Okay. His father would let him know. So he said, "I'm gonna call your father." Here I am, a grown man, right? "I'm gonna call your dad," right? And I was like, "You better not call my dad." He said, "We're gonna call him right now." And he's like, "Cotton, find the number." I said, "Find the number." And they started looking in the drawer. Took the table, right? "You won't find this number," right? I took the drawer, right? It ain't like I had the internet then. I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't have the internet now. So I would not let them find that number. So they thought I was going back to the hotel. So I bought some time. I went back home. Now you got to understand, my dad had just brought me to the airport. That's back when your family brings you to the airport, right? Here I am back in Newark on 15th Avenue in a bad neighborhood. My dad was staying, because him and my mom split up, right, over the draft. So I'm in there knocking on his door, right? Because they had like a storefront. And I'm going, and he goes, "Who's at the door?" And I said, "Dad, it's Jayson." He said, "Jayson who?" I said, "Jayson, your son." He said, "My son in Phoenix." And I said, "No, Dad, I'm back." Right? And he opened the door and was like, "How the hell? I just brought you to the airport." Now, I don't crash the car. I don't turn over a desk. And I'm back before my dad can go to sleep. Right? So Rex, we're sitting in there, right? And I'm starting to come up with the best thing. I said, "Well, Dad, them people don't like me out there. I don't know, Phoenix is a long way, and and whatever it is, and they were talking bad about you too, Dad. And my dad was like, what'd they say about me? And they were saying, oh man, you about your bricklaying skills and truck driving. And he was like, well, what the hell I got to do with me, Jayson? I was just going on. And then they called. Jerry Colangelo called my father. And you could see back then they had something called caller ID that comes on the phone. Well, they got it now. So I guess they still have it. But it was big to have it back then. I saw Jerry Colangelo. My father said, Jerry Colangelo. I said, oh, Dad, that's the owner of the Suns. I said, he's just gonna make you tell you all kind of things and make me go back to Phoenix. He said, look here, boy. Because now he's mad because they talking about him. But he never said nothing about it. He said, you don't want to go back to Phoenix. You ain't got to go back to Phoenix. He said, you want to be a brick mason and lay 2 million bricks to make what you're gonna have to make there in 1 week? Then that's your call. But they ain't gonna make you do nothing. Let me have them, right? So I was like, Jerry, so I said, Dad, let me speak to him first. He said, go ahead. I said, hey, Jerry, how you doing? Jerry's like, you FF, man, you better get nowhere. We're going to blackball you. Yeah, we're going to get you in this. And I'm going, yeah, Jerry, it's okay. I understand you're working on the trade, you know. And he was like, you better put your father on the phone. My dad's like, Jayson, let me have him. Let me have him, Jay. Let me have him. I'm like, no, Dad, because if I give it back to you, you know, you're going to make me go back there. He's like, Jayson, you my son. And I love you. And I ain't gonna never make you go nowhere. Let me have it. No big old block phone and they taking it. Yeah, what it is, right? This is E.J. Williams, right? What? He did what? Oh. Huh? For real? Uh-oh. Okay. Thank you for calling. Jayson, you gotta get your ass back to Phoenix. That's a true story, man. That is a true story. He brought me back to the airport, right? And he was like, Jayson, don't bring your ass back, man. Said, we barely got gas money to get back. He said, don't come back here until you get yourself together, man. And that was the story. And I just went out there and I forced a trade, and they traded me to the Philadelphia 76ers, where I played with Charles Barkley.